This is EPMK. Hi, y'all. My name's Calvin Trudeau, and on today's podcast, we're going to do something a little bit more informal, a little bit less structured. Right next to me, I have the wonderful Marissa Chavez.
Hello.
And we are just going to talk about essentially why you should enroll in journalism 242 or 244 or print, which is 241 or 243 over here at Rio Hondo College. As you can see, we actually have a lot of fun in this class, and this class has been just a joyful experience for me. Back in January, I got a phone call from Professor Wendy Carrera, who is a co-instructor in our class, who stays at home. And
Technically, she's the advisor.
yeah, she's the advisor. And basically with this, it was just because I had rolled in this class on California Virtual Campus, intending to be fully online. But
Sorry. I'm enjoying my chips, you guys. Sorry.
with Funyuns. And we literally had a near 4-hour conversation, and she promised to accommodate me, help me out. I ended up having to drive quite a bit to class, but that's totally fine with me, and it's been really worth it. I've ended up going to a journalism competition, which was awesome. I've made really good friends in this class, and I also got invited to attend the
Formula
2020.
1.
No, it's the IndyCar, but similar. You're not far off.
Oh.
The Long Beach Grand Prix in for IndyCar and for IMSA and for the Porsche Carrera Cup, which was just last April. And these type of opportunities are what could lie in your future if you take this class. So I highly recommend jumping in. And
Yes,
what is she gonna say?
Just taking over. It's like, why did you invite me into this podcast if you're just going to take over? I got invited in 2025 to go to LA Fashion Week for 3 days. It was the most brutal 3 days because I was sitting in the front on the floor and my buttocks hurt really bad. But I was able to meet a lot of designers, a lot of fashion models.
Sorry, designer throwback.
And yes, I also made a lot of good friends.
Mm-hmm. And you've been to JACC twice? Or 3 times?
3 times.
Because it's like twice. They have a state each year, or a state championship each year, and then they have like a regional championship, which separates Northern and Southern California, correct?
Yeah, so State Journalism Associations of Community Colleges is JACC, and it's in a competition where all of the community colleges for state in California, they all compete against each other for state, and that's usually at the beginning of the year, like in the first week of March. And then for regionals, they separate Northern California and Southern California, and you compete against just the community colleges that are in Southern California. And, well, since we are from Southern California, and that's usually the first week of October. So that's usually when regionals is. But it's always more fun to go to state.
Yeah, state was awesome. And I think the coolest part about it is that the school, it doesn't matter at this point, but the school covers your costs for your hotel room. They provide food. They want you to go out there and compete at your best. And there's several different competitions no matter what you're into.
Yes, but I do want to emphasize it's not just like a fun vacation, because there were some students in our class who never showed up to class, and then they heard about this opportunity and they were like, oh, I want to go. It's like, you have to work for it. You guys have to not you guys, but.
No, but if you're going to show up and take this class, that's a really good reminder.
Yeah, you need to put the work in. The competitions they have are a lot for photojournalists, broadcast journalists, writing journalists, all types of journalism. It's like such a broad spectrum, and they can do feature story, feature photo, news writing, opinion writing, news video, audio interview, sports. They usually do sports photo, sports writing. Yeah, there's a lot of competitions. And it's just really hard for us personally because not a lot of students are enrolled in the journalist program. When we do go to JCC, we do see so many other students from different schools.
Huge.
That are like 20, 30, 50 students, you know, and then it's just us. Oh, 5 of us. 5 of us.
I have to say, though, I really kind of like the smaller feel with Rio Hondo. It makes you very focused on your competitions. You're not necessarily competing against your peers because there's only a set amount of slots that a school can fill for each competition. So that way it gives you a more more options, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but she's right. Some of the other schools, you're like, how did you guys get all the way up here with this many students? I'm pretty sure some of them fly. I'm pretty sure some of them take 2 buses.
Well, it depends on the location as well. This year, we were in San Francisco, but last year, we were just in Long Beach. Well, for us, it was not that far. I remember some students from NorCal, I would overhear them talking, and they'd be like, oh, Long Beach is so far, and there's nothing to do.
Nothing to do in Long
And it was
Beach.
actually, like, right before that event you just mentioned, the Long Beach Grand Prix.
Oh, it was? It was in April?
Yeah. No.
Or like March or whatever?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, sorry, my bad.
It was like 2 weeks, and so they were setting up the track.
Interesting. Yeah, they take a while to set up the track because it's a street course. And they have to get it all prepped beforehand, and they close down the roads. But, yeah, the event was really, really cool. And even if you're at another school and you're listening to this podcast as she crunches away on her Funyuns.
We met some good friends in JACC, though. Like, JACC is like a different opportunity to really connect with your students in your class. That's how I became so close to Edwin, my co-editor-in-chief.
Yeah, Edwin Ramos, very nice guy, full of life and personality.
He's all quiet.
The man. I know, but he really is, though, deep down.
And I met you.
Yes, and I met this lovely lady over here. So, and we both discovered that we like strawberry shakes from
Chick-fil-A.
Oh my gosh, used to get made fun of for my whole life.
Me too. Well,
You
grow
did,
up.
yeah, exactly. All these people want to comment on people's opinions, huh? But no, but for real, even if you're a student at another community college and you have the opportunity to go to an event like JCC, go to it. It's combined with the Associated College Press National Media Conference, which I believe brings in 4-year schools. And not just 4-year schools, they bring in speakers from around the country. And there's several different schools trying to compete for... there's a secondary competition for the upper schools, and then those upper schools are also trying to recruit community college students. So I highly recommend it, and it was just super cool. Even if you don't necessarily get invited, it's something that you could probably find a way to get into and listen to some of the conferences.
Yeah, there are really smart people who go and they talk. They're experienced journalists, they're experienced photographers, they're experienced in like all of these fields, and they section off times, and it's so cool. Like, they have an app that you just download, and it tells you all the schedules and what rooms you can go to and what speakers you can see.
Yeah, and I'm sure some of the conferences are worse than others, but like, for example, I went to one by Professor Tony Albertson from USC, and she was just talking about journalism programs at community college and how journalism is shifting and how to attract students. So I've had it told to me before in 2 types of ways. I've had people ask me, isn't journalism not the best degree? Why don't you want to go get a computer science degree or something like that? And then I've also had professors tell me that it's the best time in the world to be a journalist. And I tend to agree with the latter because we have so many tools at our fingertips, and a competition like that really shows you that there's other people like you and there's a way to get this done. So I don't know. You're
Very well said. Very well said. I agree. I agree. Oh my goodness.
Do you have anything else to say about like the class and opportunities? I feel like you've done more than just the fashion show. Like, being the editor-in-chief, you have like a huge portfolio now.
Oh, settle down.
No, but for real though, because we're taking videos in this class, we're writing articles, we're doing podcasts, and we're not limited by necessarily our professors in any type of way or what we should be focused on in news. You can really personalize it.
Yeah. I think I would be pretty experienced in making podcasts. Obviously editing video. Every time I went to JCC, I always competed in the video portion, and I always placed. So that's pretty fun.
We got our big award winner over here.
Oh yes, you're the one to talk. You got first place audio award.
I thank you, but don't you have like 5 awards from there?
I only have 4. I got honorable mention photo. That's the only honorable mention I've gotten. I got honorable mention news photo. I got second place video, third place video, and third place broadcast video.
Mm-hmm. And I should also mention really quick, something else that's cool about the class is you sign up alongside of it with something called NCOM 285. I'm not necessarily sure what NCOM stands for. Mm-hmm. And it gives you the ability to rent equipment from the lab here at Rio Hondo, which is, quite frankly, absolutely loaded.
Yeah. Our professor does not mess around with the equipment. He really, really wants to send us off to a 4-year, already having more experience than our peers that have been at the 4-year. Like, he wants us to be able to know how to, download photos from a camera or send them onto Adobe and then find a way to make them into TIFF and JPEG. Like, these are some things that some of the students at the university don't even know how to do. Well, granted, YouTube is a thing and you can just look it up, but it's always nice to get hands-on experience too with someone like Aron who has so much experience in cameras, and video and editing and
between our 3, well, I want to almost call Joseph a professor at this point.
Our lab tech.
Yeah, our lab tech, Joseph Quintana. I mean, we literally have 3 diverse professors, our knowledge bases, to really help us out with all of this too. So, and having all of the access to equipment, you're totally right. It does prepare you much better. And I'm glad that you brought up the YouTube thing, because so many times when you look up, oh, should I go get a journalism degree? People are like, oh, that's something that you can just do yourself online anytime. While albeit that's slightly true, it's not necessarily how school works. You could go and get really good at biology online these days. There's plenty of things to do with that, and maybe the degree is worth a lot in a lot of senses. But no, like actually going to school, working with this equipment, working around people, learning about this, it can really bring a depth to your knowledge base.
Yeah, I agree. It's really better to learn things hands-on than to just learn from a screen on a computer or on a laptop. But yeah, I've learned so much with being in this class. I learned how to use Adobe Audition, which we're using right now. I learned how to use Adobe Bridge, Adobe Lightroom, Adobe InDesign, Adobe Premiere, and Photoshop. Like, that is so crazy that in the last 3 semesters, I learned how to use almost every app that Adobe has to offer. I've learned in just 3 semesters. What is that, like a year and a half?
Yeah, and you haven't just learned how to use them. You very much know the program.
Yeah, I'm very familiar with the program, yeah. Like, I really do enjoy snapping some photos and then being like, oh, I don't really like the way this look on my camera, but, I could just import my SIM card and just edit it on Photoshop really quick. And not necessarily even the Photoshop that most people think of, like, cutting things out, but, like, Photoshop is so diverse on Adobe. It's just so crazy how many, like, features you can do. Like,
insane.
I can make, like, a digital photo and I'd be like, dang, I kind of wish I took this on my film camera instead of my digital. I use film, but sometimes I'll be like, dang, I wish I could have taken this on my film camera instead of a digital. Oh, wait, let me just put it into Photoshop and just edit the color and the hue, and I can just make it look like a film photo. And yeah, so that's
it's
cool.
Crazy. As someone who hasn't even touched Photoshop yet, every time I look at them working on Photoshop, I have so many questions. It's really cool. So
yeah, you're always looking at my, like, last night when I made my video package in like 45 minutes.
Oh my gosh, yeah, we went and filmed her final video package of the semester, and she's because she's been in this class, she's been in the class much longer than me. Her ability to just put together shots, find B-roll, conduct an interview, and get your intro and outro shots for a quick news package was really good. And then we got home and she was editing her video and I went to go do something else and she comes out like 40 minutes later like, oh, I'm done. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I mean, it kind of, you have an idea, like this is how it goes in my head, like when I make a video package, like you have an idea and you just go and see what happens and then you kind of go like, let's see what I can put together with the things that I've already have. And then what I find helpful is like when I do take the shots, like I take my shots and then I take like a bunch of shots and then I go home and then I import them into my computer. I look over the shots and as I'm looking over the shots, I can kind of already picture a story happening. I don't know, like I can kind of already picture like what I want to say or what I can say with the shots that I have.
Yeah.
So then...
And you've developed that ability in this class too, wouldn't you say?
Yes, yeah. So I go ahead and I just lay everything out. It's kind of like a story, yeah. Like you put your intro and your outro in the beginning and the end, and then you just fill in the gaps in between and then stick an interview in there. But you have to make sure that it makes sense and that it flows. But with the clips that I have, I usually just lay out my clips and then I put my intro and then I'll be like, okay, well, if I put this, then I can say this on the voiceover. So if I put this, I can say this. And then if I put this, I can say this. And my voiceover kind of writes itself with the clips that I have because what you see is what you hear.
Yeah.
So that's what you're supposed to keep in mind all the time. So then ever since Profe had told me, like, what you see is what you hear, what you see is what you hear, I'm like, oh, you know what? That kind of makes it easier. Like, then you kind of already know what to say because based off what you're seeing, you kind of, like, make up your own audio. Does that make sense? I don't know if I'm making sense or not.
No, it makes perfect sense. It's funny because as you talk about this, it's almost how you write a story as a writer. You have an idea of what you want to put together. You have a message you might want to convey. You might come up with an intro, and you might already even have an outro in mind, or your beginning and your conclusion. But what you put in between and how you tie it all together. Yeah, but with the video, you have something visual to look at too, and what you're talking about.
Yeah, I would say my strongest suit is video. I do really well in video. I think that is like my strongest feature. My weakest feature would probably be writing. I'm not very my vocabulary, not necessarily does it even have to be about my vocabulary, but I feel like I could convey better in visual. I'm a visual connector.
You're very good with photography. You're very good with video, and even when you're taking shots and how you want to frame them, I can see already that we were taking last night when she was taking a shot of a photo of a placard of the rules of a park, but in the background she framed it so you could see the soccer players moving around in the background, and that's something that I wouldn't have thought of. So. Yeah, I mean, even just simple things that yeah.
You thought that? You didn't say anything about that.
No, you put together a really good shot.
Thank you. Yeah,
it's all about just really 5 seconds.
Yeah, it's all about framing and knowing and thinking about stuff. I just try to think what would be visually pleasing. Mm-hmm. And someone that I really did connect with over the course of this summer, besides you, obviously, and Edwin, was J-Lo, Jordan Lopez. Mm-hmm. We were paired together to do our video for JACC, and I'm actually kind of glad it did happen that way. I originally wanted to do it with Edwin because him and I have a lot of experience in video packaging, so this was going to be a cakewalk for us. We probably would have gotten first or second place if we were paired together, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Because Edwin is really good at certain things that I'm not good at. He's really good at setting up the camera, being behind the camera. I just tell him what to shoot and he does it. Mm-hmm. He listens to me, but he's really good at the whole physical part of a camera, getting it together, setting it up, and then putting the audio together, making sure everything's correct. I'm not really good at that part.
Yeah, but I think you're better at it than you know. You just have awareness of it because of this class.
So J-Lo didn't really know how to put that stuff together, and I feel like that's what kind of made us struggle a little bit. Mm-hmm. But what I did appreciate is the way he does, like, what you were saying, like, the way you frame things.
Yeah,
like,
he's a phenomenal photographer.
He's a phenomenal photographer. He actually got honorable mention in feature photo, and he is also a really good drawer, like, artist. He, like, really downplays himself a lot. He's really talented, that kid. That's why when I met him last semester, I actually met him in digital photojournalism in Sahawkin's class. He sat right across from me, and I didn't know him at first, but towards the end of the semester, I'd be like, oh, like, how did you like your photos? Because every week we would turn in, like, some X amount of photos. Like, it could be up to 10 photos. But you can always just submit one. But it would be up to 10 photos, and then you write a cut line. Mm-hmm. And towards the end of the semester, I'd always ask Jordan, because our professor, Mr. Sahawkin, would put them on the projector and show the whole class, like, what you submitted. And I always remember Girl Jordan and J-Lo were just so good at taking photos and doing cut lines. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I was editor-in-chief for the newspaper. And I was like, oh, that's what my current staff is struggling on. Like, I would love to have you guys on my staff. Like, yeah. I would love to have, and that's why they joined the class, because I kind of, like, told them about JACC as well, and they were kind of, like, really interested in that. And J-Lo loved it. Yeah. J-Lo came out with 3 awards on his first try for editorial cartoon, and then for feature photo, and then he got 3rd place with me for video. But
yeah, you guys did really good.
He killed it. And it was actually really interesting. We were arguing a lot, though, because the tripod was always crooked, and then he'd be like, every time you touch it, the tripod is crooked. Every time you touch it, don't touch it. And then I was like, okay. And then, you know, it was really nice seeing his, like, the way he was capturing things. I know he wished it was, like, a photo, but it was all video.
Yeah, but you guys took really good shots.
He took really good shots, I must say. Like, all the B-roll that was in my package, even the interview, all him. I just put everything together, but he did all of the framing. He was carrying the camera. He was telling me, like, what he thinks, like, we should shoot, and it did help a lot. That's probably why we got 3rd, because the B-roll and even the quality of the camera and everything was really good.
I think everything you're saying right now just goes to stand as we try and wrap up this podcast. Like, why you should take this class or these type of classes at Rio Hondo. You really do develop these skills, and you meet these type of people
who are interested in the same thing as you.
Yeah, and it's really foundational. This is, if you really want to go make money off of this, if you really want to go do this as a career path, and you're really passionate about it, whatever that might be, whether you just want to cover news, whether you want to be an environmentalist, whether you want to cover sports, this is the way that you do this, in my personal opinion. So. And
you're right. And you know what? And you're right.
I don't mean to wrap it up so quickly. Is there anything you want to say?
Join the class if you want to learn how to make a cool, gnarly podcast, or if you want to take gnarly videos, and if you want to experience the high-level stress levels of JACC.
Yeah, I have to say, as a first-time attendee, very stressful. Very stressful. Oh, my. Yeah, the deadlines are tight. Everything's tight. Don't think it's a vacation, but it is an insanely cool opportunity. So,
yeah, the minute you get there, it's just work. Like, because they do have
Red Bulls in a weekend.
Oh my gosh, the amount of Red Bulls, and this is my fault. This is my bad, because my first JCC, we went to Costco, and I was like, "Is there anything you guys want?" And I was like, "I think you should get a pack of Red Bulls." I got the whole class hooked on Red Bulls, and then we made a order for class, and the school bought us Red Bulls for the class last semester. It was so bad. I'm like, oh my gosh, if you guys have any cardiac problems, don't come to me. I'm so sorry. And then this year too, we got a lot. We got 2 packs of Red Bull, actually. Like,
yeah, our professor was on some Red Bull delivery runs pretty much all day long.
Yeah. But you just need the energy to like keep going because they have deadlines. And the crazy thing is too, before we wrap this up, sorry,
No, you're fine, honey.
JACC has like tight deadlines, and they'll have like audio due at 4, video due at 4, news photo due at 4, sports writing due at 4, and then you are competing in multiple events, so you just have to manage. I cannot tell you the second day. So we got there on Friday, correct? No, Thursday.
Yeah, we got there on Thursday.
We got there on Thursday night at San Francisco. It took us like 8 hours to drive up to San Francisco because we kept doing pit stops. It took us 8 hours to drive up there. And as soon as we're there, work, unpack, and work.
Yeah, from the get-go. I mean, you might have your night off to go get a little bit of rest, but you probably shouldn't.
Yeah. I stayed up until 1 a.m. writing a script for my video. And I told everybody, like, hey, guys, up at 5 a.m., we're going to meet at the Phil's Coffee downstairs at 6 a.m. If you want to get coffee, you got to be up at 6 a.m. I recommend it. And then spread out and get your shots and get everything going because it's game time right now. Like, it is game time right now. Don't sleep. Don't stop. I went to bed at like 2 a.m, woke up at 5. I had 3 hours of sleep.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was so crazy. And as someone who did audio, too, I already did a little podcast on that. But it's... Even if you think you have time, you have to go find a really good story, put it together, edit it up right, and pull the message that you want, which if you're used to having a week to do it, it becomes really tight in a day. Very tight. So, but everything about this class has just been awesome. I have a huge thanks to make to the woman sitting next to me. She's been awesome to me, and to my professors, Wendy Carrera and Aaron Martinez, and to our lab tech, Joseph Quintana, and literally everyone else in this class. So, and even other professors I've had. So, I highly recommend it. Anything you want to say?
Thank you.
Just thank you, huh? That's all you have to say?
Yeah, you're super sweet, and I'm glad I met you in this class.
I'm so glad I met you in this class. Yeah. But I think that should end our very informal podcast today. I hope you guys really enjoy it.
And here's 3 minutes of ASMR. ASMR.
We're watching a video on TikTok the other day, and this lady's all like whispering into the mic.
He's like, "What are you watching?" I'm like, "You don't get it."
Yeah, apparently.
Vertical media.
Apparently, I don't. Apparently, people want to watch ASMR skin treatments to their face. Yeah, and if you make it all the way through this class, you might even get a Little C's pizza.
Little Caesars or a Costco pizza. I'm gonna eat one right now. Matter of fact.
Yeah, that's what we about to go do, and we're gonna go film our last Rio 360 of the semester right now. So, I hope you guys have a great day, have a great week, have a great month, have a great year. Keep stepping forward. Keep thinking about who's stopping you from stepping forward, because sometimes it's yourself, and sometimes it's other people. Sometimes it's society, but at the end of the day, the only person who can change things is you.
Amen.
All right. I love y'all. Have a great day. You good?
Yeah.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.